Hard hat's all about showing up to play hard, doing what it takes to win.
If you want to cement legacy, win another.
He's your third center.
You don't want to pump him up too much, but it's hard not to.
This is maybe the most I've ever agreed with you.
I would certainly, at least at pick 28, try and find obviously the best value between, like you said, that backcourt spot, like either a combo type guard or a front court player. I think we mentioned up top, we wanted to talk about potentially filling that backcourt spot, somebody like a Kam Jones, who I think makes a lot of sense out of Marquette, right? He's an experienced guard, 6'4" lead guard. Certainly took over the reins as a primary point guard for the Marquette team a lot last year in his senior season and really excelled in that role. I mean, he took over as a higher usage guard, someone who has experience playing out of pick and roll, both scoring and making plays for others. He is a better pull-up jump shooter than given credit for. I think he struggled in that area a little bit by the percentages last year, but you go back and look freshman through junior year, his pull-up jump shot numbers were actually pretty good. And when you try to take a look and find some of these guards that you would project to actually stick around the league as role players, a lot of them do have that incredibly high usage rate at some point, likely later in their college careers. Very high assist rate type of guys. They know how to get everyone else involved. They know how to keep the ball moving. And they aren't necessarily someone who's going to stop the ball moving. They're either going to get a bucket or they're going to find the right decision to make and get off it. And when you talk about fitting into an offense, particularly a veteran-laden offense like Boston has, you need guys who are going to be able to see that next decision, make the right play, either move that ball or be able to make the shot, whatever it is, whether that's a mid-range pull-up, whether that's an open spot up three, or Kam Jones's primary strength is finishing around the basket, someone who you can even have him cut in off-ball actions, get moving downhill towards the basket. He'll either, like I said, go get that bucket, or he'll be able to make that next read and get the ball sprayed out to a shooter. So in an offense with Boston, where everything last year was take as many threes as possible, a lot of those open three-point shots come from that initial penetration, collapsing the defense, and then being able to kick the ball out and find that shooter. I think Kam Jones is one of those experienced guards who you put him in a situation playing in the NBA next year, he's not going to be afraid of that moment. He's going to be able to step up, and I think he could fit in with a lot of the other vets Boston already has in place.
Yeah, I like him, especially at 32. You know, if they do go with a big man at 28 or a wing or something like that, I think this is a good early second round pick value type guy who can play for you right away. I think there's a lot of stuff to like here, especially for a team that almost certainly will see either Drew Holiday go or Derek White with a more substantial trade. And maybe you're getting a lottery pick back with that and going with someone who's more high upside than a Jones here. But if you're just moving on from Holiday, sliding Peyton Pritchard up into that starting spot, and you just need a guy to play some reserve minutes here, this might actually be the ideal guy when you look at all the potential options here. I think Walter Clayton, I'd have to imagine, I don't know how you feel about it, it's going to be gone by then.
He's going to be long gone, my friend.
Yeah, so I don't love the idea of like a Hugo Gonzalez who you're just like hoping turns into something. I like the idea for a team like this that's still trying to compete, I think. Going with a guy who's ready to play. And to me, stop me if I'm wrong, Jones looks like he can step right in and play right away compared to some of the other guys Boston drafted recently.
No, exactly. And that's like I said, that's a lot of what you're going to be looking for at the guard spot for a team like the Celtics. You need someone who knows how to step in and obviously play up to his strengths, but certainly play a role around other guys. And I think Cam's one of those players who he's had experience playing off the ball earlier in his career, right? He was that quote unquote number 2 guard next to another primary. And then, like I said, last year, later in his college career, he took over as that higher usage primary guard. So he's seen the floor from multiple aspects. He's had to play off other guys. He's had to make plays for other guys. And you want to look for guards who have had experience doing all those things. Because when you get up to the NBA, what team, forget the Celtics, forget a team that's potentially contending for a championship next year and years down the road, even like a rebuilding team, how many of these guys are actually thrust into a situation picked later in the first round, early in the second round, where they get to have the ball put in their hands and everything is sort of theirs to make all these other decisions and really command that high of usage on the basketball. It's few and far between, right? A lot of these guys have to come in, they have to play alongside and off of established star talent or established young talent who are emerging into a potential star role. And so with a guy like Kam, I think he's the type of player to come in, know what his job is, understand his role, and be able to play off other guys while having that upside at the same time to potentially grow into, your primary backup point guard down the road to where you can put the ball in his hands. You can trust him to make decisions, find gaps in the defense, score for himself, and create for others.
No one's sneaking a vegan brownie by me, I'll tell you that.
Okay, you know what, John? We're going to do it.
You have to feel that way too, Bobby.
I have to feel that way.
Let's slide Al over and make Luke your first center.
Bobby, we gave you Luke an hour early. We're not going to end this on a damn conversation about Luke